businesses.
I call the Honourable Minister, David Carter.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. It's a pleasure to follow on from that contribution from Marianne Street. And can I first of all say that it is a complex, NZT is a complex beast. I fully agree with that. When I first got involved with the portfolio as the Acting Minister for Economic Development, it was described to me as something that was spread too far to be effective. And the comment given was, it's an inch wide, and it's an inch deep and a mile wide. And that does tally then with exactly what the Performance Improvement Framework Review determined. And that work, the PIF work as it's known, was done by Sue Suckling and by Murray Horn. And what they did identify is that as an organisation, it didn't seem to know its purpose. I'm pleased to say that that has changed, and changing very dramatically. I want to congratulate the new Chief Executive, a man called Peter Crisp. He came from the private sector, and he has fully accepted the criticisms that were levelled in the PIF report on NZTE, and has now restructured the senior management and leadership team completely. It is already a far more focused organisation than it was even 6 months ago. What this organisation needs to do is give a mechanism by which New Zealand companies can internationalise, because we do have good commodity traders, and they need to take every opportunity to become more sophisticated. They need to take every opportunity to seize the ability to add value to whatever they produce. And whilst we are still a nation that by which the very foundation of our economy is the primary sector, we also have some very smart companies that I get the opportunity to get around the country and be introduced to. And these are companies which I'd describe as knowledge intensive. There's a company I went to quite recently in Christchurch called Stickman. That company, Stickman, and for the benefit of Hansard, it's spelled S-T-I-K. And what that company does, it had about 50 young computer graduates working for this company, and in Christchurch, they'd only just moved to a new building because the previous business they were in, or building they were in, had been destroyed by the earthquake. But those 50-odd people are developing computer games and immediately exporting them straight from New Zealand and into the States. A very inventive company. There's the Jetpack organisation in Christchurch, which has been on the Time magazine. Another business whereby NZTE has to work with these companies and give them the opportunity to become better connected with international opportunities, because that is essential if this economy is going to grow and grow faster. So, Mr Chairman, I think when you look at NZTE now, it is far more focused than it was. It employs about 700 people, and 60% of those are offshore. And Ms Street spoke about the ability of those people, the enthusiasm of those people that she's had the opportunity to meet in countries, cities like New York and Shanghai, etc., that she mentioned. She's obviously spent a lot of time outside New Zealand, that member. But she's had the opportunity now to see how dedicated those people are. But unless they're well led from the Chief Executive down, then as an organisation we won't be getting the best value that we can, the best value, bang for bucks, if you like. And that's why I want to congratulate the new team at NZTE. My impression would be now they are substantially better led and focused than they ever have been. We have developed with them an intervention logic, the very reason for their existence, the very rationale for them joining with companies and working with them. Two other initiatives I want to briefly talk about that I've had the opportunity to see NZTE's role within New Zealand companies are the Better by Design program and the Lean program. And effectively what the NZTE does with companies is goes into these companies, works with them, using the Toyota model basically, trying to drive out inefficiencies and increase their productivity. And Villa Maria Wines is just one company that has been involved in both those two products of NZTE. And when I visited them quite recently, they were able to tell me they've lifted production by about 20%. If we get that sort of amount of performance improvement out of companies here in New Zealand, for them to then connect with international markets, that will help grow the economy.
The question,
Mr. Chair.
I call the